Very good. Okay, let's go see. Let's go jump inside and see if we instance calling. Say what? I was gonna say, isn't our controller right here? Hi, welcome back. We're in the mix. Instance was null. Oh, I've not seen this error before. Maybe we need to restart, probably. Hi, welcome back. So sorry about that. Oh, maybe there's like an update or something. That's possible. Okay, welcome. Yeah, we're doing some modeling and stuff, trying to get more familiar with the Sandbox editor and the Hammer editor. I did some Hammer editing way back when, so this is essentially all new to me. So I feel a bit more comfortable in the Hammer editor, but I can see all these different connections inside the Sandbox editor, so there's only really a couple minor differences. So it's mostly me getting reacclimated and stuff. So we're modeling stuff that's beach-oriented. And we're talking about all things Grand Theft Auto 6. As today's another candidate for release. Yeah, yesterday we had the, what was it, a Red Dead 2 tweet. So I was like, we're not getting it today. So today and tomorrow are high candidates. I think it's either going to be today or tomorrow, so Wednesday or Thursday, because um, really the earnings call is on Friday. So if they want that to be a boosted number, and we're going under this assumption, then Wednesday or Thursday makes sense. So it does make sense to be retweeting everything else. Here it goes. Yeah, I just needed a restart. Okay. So we're picking up where we left off. We finally got the mesh going good here. And then later on I found out, well, because this is actually one complete mesh inside of here. We could have separated the floors and stuff to kind of make things a bit easier, but it is what it is. Could have made them their own thing. But essentially, we're getting this guy up and running. Let me go ahead and pin this. And again, AI is good for some things, but it's bad for a lot of things. And even like, I think it was Gemini that, because they have the most, I think, street data, or at least right now they do. And even they had a hard time reconstructing stuff. So I was like, okay. Like I said, I was better off just using Photoshop to composite something up real quick, because literally I could have done that way faster. But anyways, it's been kind of a nice... Because I saw, I was like, oh, it's pretty good at regenerating some map stuff. I was like, okay, let me try that. And then I was like, not that great. So, it appears to be working. That's good. We're not falling through the mesh. So essentially, this is the complex here. It might be a bit too large, too. That's the thing. Scale, probably off. And you can see right here, this isn't even the building correctly. This is like part of it. So I was like, we'll just use this, and then we'll copy it in the middle. So this is the shape we ended up with. This is the interior. The reason why you're seeing inside of is because it's it's really just a box, and we flip the normal. So when you're inside of this, you can see the walls. So we're doing the interior like this, and the exterior is a separate piece, and then we'll combine the two. We'll probably do that today. And then we'll make this tilted section. This was kind of like a trial run for how much height we need for this. See, right there? Booyah. Roughly the size of cars, and we're able to fit under there, which is pretty cool. And we do have a real... Now this, again, we tried to have... Because really, it's, what are these called? These are, oh shoot, what are they called? Like in architecture drafting. Shoot, I just forgot. Is it orthographic? I think it's orthographic. We've got like, oh, they use that in modeling. I think the word is orthographic. So it's funny because these things are supposed to have an understanding of all these things, and then we make this, and you're like, yeah, it's pretty off. So, and I think we've got this guy in here somewhere. Here's the real one in real life. And in the future, you'll go, oh, that's what that is, right there. So we try to have it do like an orthographic. Boy, is it bad at doing that. And so yeah, essentially we we're like, we'll just make something up. So I landed on this for like size and scale, and we have the interior. We talked about this last time. This is a pretty decent interior start, and I think we have 5 slabs on each, so we'll kind of just go with that. Anyways, so we have like a way to go out there, and then we'll probably tackle this one last. I hope we can get to this one all the way through the week, but might be me being a little bit too. We'll probably try this little jalopy right here. I can't remember using my middle mouse button. As you can see, this one is not correct. it's kind of everywhere. Wait, the real photo I think is this. Anyways, these are all real Florida houses. It's so funny because like I've lived in Florida for a period of time, and it is a hodgepodge of a lot of different things. I think that's probably the closest one we got. Anyways, so if this interior goes well for us, we'll probably try to stick it up here, and then we'll figure out how to do the exterior here. I think we have like a little lip on top or something like that. I think we just have like a block out. Okay, cool. We got a little image back there. So yeah, this is us kind of talking all things GTA and GTA 6 or GTA, whatever. And us finishing up some of the modeling stuff, which is pretty cool. And it's interesting because this is Sandbox. This is like a Gary's Mod 2.0 and kind of like a Roblox environment in the way where you can like produce things and push them out, but this would all be Steam, and these are all things you can own, which is pretty cool. Yeah, that sounds a little weird. It's like it's a standalone game, yes, but also it's an engine to like produce things. So before, people would make mods. As a matter of fact, Counter-Strike started as a mod, and now it's a very large game. But it was made off of the Half-Life engine, the Source engine, way back in the day. And because of that, that's become such well, it still is a powerful editor. And what's cool is Sandbox does include that, but it's not necessarily with the game itself. Because before you could get this through like Half-Life Alyx, or what was the other one? I keep wanting to say CSGO, CS2. But the thing is, it was always anchored to the game. So if you made something really cool, you would always have to own the game and then launch it, so you couldn't really sell it. So for people that are developing things, Sandbox kind of took all of those really great things, the most recent Source editor, Hammer, and broke it out, and it's its own engine. So like Unity or Unreal Engine, that kind of thing. And apparently you can post right to Steam, and there's no publisher fee. Is that right? Is there no publisher fee? Is that right? Do I have that right? It's either... I don't think there's any. Is that right? Or it's like extremely low. Don't quote me on that. Anyways, it makes it super accessible. So if you're a person that's like, hey, I'm making a game, it's really cool because you can actually break this off and like put it up there. Also, you can post these up in like the game itself in Sandbox, and then if people played a lot, you can kind of get like residuals from that, like actual money, which is pretty cool too. I think Roblox does something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, lots of different ways for people to create things and be creative. So, yeah, and some of the industry, I think, leading tools for a lot of this stuff. Yeah, the fact that the Half-Life Alyx engine, which is Source, is in here is pretty crazy. Considered the best. I mean, Half-Life Alyx is a beautiful game. So we're just getting acclimated to it. So Sandbox is created by Facepunch Studios. This is the same people that have made Rust. So Gary and folks. So yeah, pretty cool. So I'm trying to get acclimated to the new Hammer, but also to Sandbox. Essentially, they're kind of the same. There's some differences, but anyways, I wanted to really get more familiar with the Sandbox version of, so that's why we're hammering through a lot. Hammering through a lot of it inside of Sandbox. Anyways, it's essentially a game creation engine. And Gary and his team, Facepunch, have been working on this for quite some time. Years. And it's officially out on Steam. I think it's $20. So I think it'd be cool. They're going to be doing some game jams. Once we get a little bit more acclimated with this and get into, I think they use C Sharp if I'm not mistaken. We might do that just for funsies. I don't know how far we'll get, but I think it might be fun to like stream and just mess around. Anyways, kind of random content for this channel, I know. So, some people seem to like it. So we may break this off to another channel. I say this every time, but we're still not, I don't really know what to do with it yet. So it's kind of what we're doing. I don't know what size to make this. Anyways, let's go back and finish this. Let me walk around a second. And that's the thing. Oh, I broke it again. Oops. How do we recompile it though? Instance was null when calling compositor. I don't understand what that is. I guess we'll save it again. We'll call like H70 maybe. That'll just be what we do. I messed it up real bad, guys. Whoops. Close project. Open project. My bad. And if we get a little bored of rambling, I can always play a little bit of music, but I do kind of prefer to ramble while we do this. So yesterday, as we were creating the meshes and stuff, the biggest thing with creating the interiors and stuff, instead of just creating blocks next to each other, is creating like doing it as a mesh, and you start to cut and kind of mold the mesh almost like clay, but in a very specific way, because you want polygons or you want triangles. Well, specifically quads, so things that have 4 sides. So when you have the things that are above 4 sides, they call it an n-gon, and it's just the engine has a hard time managing those, and it's unpredictable. So if we keep things in a triangle or quad shape, things just do better. So that's essentially kind of what you're doing. This is different from like AutoCAD, because AutoCAD's very make a line. It is a line. The interior is the wall. But here you're having to kind of play the game of keep it as a triangle or a quad, because that's how the graphics cards prefer it. Am I out of my mind here? Didn't we just launch that again? Am I crazy? Are you crazy? Oh, I launched 2 instances. Uh-oh, we're in trouble now. What have I done? And we also learned yesterday because again, I'm new to this. We'll close this one. I messed up. The way it organizes things is through tags, which apparently the hammer now does that. I don't know if it's always done that and I'm just dumb. I don't think we're in the right spot again. That's fine. We'll let it figure it out. We're just here to model. All right. So anyways, let me go ahead and bring this up to the mapping section, because this is like how we bang out meshes and stuff. 4, I believe, is my object selection. Then we'll do like 3 for faces. Okay, this gives you a better idea of what's going on. So each box that's in here, we kind of have to make sure there's like sufficient quads. But essentially, this is one whole mesh. One floor is one mesh. And it's good for like texture mapping for later. But what we could have done, because we have these weird cuts that end up like cutting across the floor, we could have isolated the floor and then made it its own mesh and just slap it up against this edge, which would have been cool. You know, we could probably fix the stairs today, right? We gotta figure out a good way to do the stairs. Maybe I'm just avoiding slapping these things together because I don't want to break it. Maybe. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to kind of merge these. I believe I left the sizes all the same. I'm pretty sure I did, of what this exterior is. Let me see. Actually, I can do the measurement right here. If we do edges, so 364. Oh, did I? Oh, I got math now, brother. Brother, we're in a bad spot. Anyways, real quick too, and if you want to throw out any questions about this or GTA6, by all means. This week is definitely a hot week. This is a hot month for activity, and we're most likely going to see trailer 3. And again, I'm still super shocked that they did the pre-order and then didn't launch trailer 3, but I guess they don't need to. But if they want to get boosted sales again, they're probably going to do it before earnings call. Logically, that makes the most sense. Because it is GTA, so I guess when they did the pre-orders, they didn't really have to do anything, did they? They're like, here it is, buy it. You know, we know you're going to buy it. Let's see. Anyways, so today is definitely candidates. We'll probably see some activity around 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to like all the way to like 1 p.m. But typically we would see this probably around like 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. United States, East Coast. Their headquarters is in New York City. Last time I checked. And the earnings call is on Friday. So if they wanted that boost, all they got to do is drop a trailer with some gameplay, and we're gonna lose our minds. Honestly, from the leaks I've seen, and knowing the level of fidelity that they've reached, even if the story is bad, I'm not saying it is, and obviously I don't want it to be. Even if that's bad, the sandbox aspect and the depth they have of the game alone will carry it. You heard it here first. I really hope I think the writing's okay, but I don't know. But from what I've seen from the sandbox portion, it is unreal. And yeah, I mean, because that's what we end up playing anyways. So, like over and over again. So yeah, even if the story sucks, I don't think it's really gonna matter. Again, I want it to succeed. I want it to be good. I am a fan. But yeah, I could see, because the main writers had left for quite some time now. But anyways, it's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be the single biggest anything drop that's ever happened. Because yeah, and then the depth they've achieved with this game is nuts. Do you guys want to see like an average scale of the? I think I have some of Leonida. Hang on a second. If you get, oh, you know what? Let's try it. Before we totally jump into this, all right, give me 1 second. I don't want to show any pictures of butts or feet or whatever. Let me close this for a second. Now this is going to probably be pretty choppy, and obviously this isn't like the buildings aren't the same, and this is going to look pretty crusty. But I think it's worth bringing this out. Let me see if I can find this. I'm probably going to have to kill the music right away. I might have to kill the audio for a second if the music starts playing beforehand and I can't get rid of it. I'll come right back. Okay, this is a Slancha. Hold on. And the reason why I want to show this is going to show you a real crazy amount of scale. And obviously things will be broken in here and whatever, but they essentially took the Leonida map thing and put it into Skylines, City Skylines 2. It's a kind of a terrible engine, but we'll be able to at least kind of walk through there a little bit, and you'll go, holy cow. And you're like, yeah, this is what we know of that they've mapped so far from the mapping project. And even just the city scale alone, you're going to go, okay, where this is considerably bigger. And the level of detail in the buildings they have, the way we do like combat, avoid the police is very much Red Dead, but on steroids. Hold on a second, we'll get there. Bear with me, bear with me. It's like the first time I've done this on stream, so, and this game is notoriously bad. Oh, weird, it's built on Unity. Weird, it's dog water for performance. It's so weird. Anybody who comes from Rust knows exactly what we're talking about. Yeah, Unity, even Gary said it, Unity even on PC is rough for performance, and it's rough on console. That's why I think the developers who actually made, I gotta get rid of this audio, brother. Okay, radio. Try to turn these down. Music. How do we keep the save? Okay, this is gonna be rough. Hopefully we can get to this. All right, give me 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. It's always so... Yeah, I'm gonna have to poop again. I think I had some bad... Brother, I had some bad taco smells. Brother. Okay, active. I have not played a lot of City Skylines, so I'm pretty bad. I hope this is it. I'm not really sure if it is. All right, well, let's give you a window at least so you can see what's going on. Is this it? It is not. Un momento, por Flavi cheese. Why is this so goofy? Am I just bad? I might be bad. Hold on, load game, I had the wrong one. And because I don't have, dang it, I don't think I have all the extra mods, but that's fine. Dude, the mod setup for this. Dude, they built this on Unity, right? I think it's gonna explode. Hold on. Hopefully we didn't just bottom out on the stream. No, we're still running. We're trying to get there. We're like hung up pretty good. Yeah. Okay. Well, great. How about we wait? Guys, City Skylines, everybody. Yeah, I forgot this was on Unity. Does it make sense why performance is so bad? Weird. Oh, this is so annoying. Hold on. Damn it. Just getting to this is obnoxious. I literally had this already. The fact that it didn't load in when I have the... This is pretty dumb. Okay, hold on. Pulling the ripcord here. I apologize. Oh, here, you might as well see this. So yeah, this is obviously going to look very crusty, but this will give you a really good idea of just how big the scale is. And we'll just run through this real quick because this isn't what this is about, but... But just getting down, if this game doesn't crash, if we get down to the city level, you'll go, oh my goodness, this is like stupid big. And you're like, yeah, this is just the city part that we know of. Just like, even if you were to say, hey, just the Miami quote unquote section is so much more dense than what we are currently playing in GTA 5, you're going to just really appreciate it. And the game is bigger than that. You know, it's more than just Miami. I should have wrote this down the first time, damn it. I didn't realize how many videos I watched until then. Yikes. It was just before that. Man, I should have wrote that down. Son of a... I don't think this will... We can try this. Don't... Oh, this is it. Okay. I think that's it. I'm so stupid. How do we freaking play this, dude? We had it last time, right? We totally did. I'm signed in. Let me just double check that. Okay, so if that's it, then how the hell do we load the map, dog? I'm so slow, dude. I apologize. My bad. Found it. Okay, now it's loaded in. Maybe it just took a second. Okay, we're good. This is gonna be very slow. I apologize. Mm, sure. Okay, so we're gonna see some weird stuff because I don't have all the packs, obviously, because this game ran like poop. It's a shame though, because this game's fun. Dude, I'm telling you, Unity is not good. It's good, but it's not good. For a game that's so resource intensive, Unity was a bad choice for this one. Okay. So we'll see all these like destructed buildings and stuff. Let me see if I can pause time so we can just get in there. Perfect. Because what's happening is if things are miszoned in here, they're gonna like destroy. Okay, I'm trying to use map buttons that are for. There we go, Washead. So I'm assuming this is gonna be like the keys over here, maybe. Okay, our pan is Washead. There we go. I got it. So I'm pretty sure, now obviously these buildings aren't going to be the same, but this, I think this stretch in here, I think is one of your start zones, if I'm not mistaken. I could be totally off base here. Or is it down here? Anyways, let me just go up to Miami section so you kind of see like how crazy, stupid big this is. Yeah, dude. Like, just this alone is like ridiculous. You see what I mean? And obviously this doesn't look nearly as good as, and I'm missing a lot of the packs. But do you see? And like, it's only using the buildings that this game offers, but like they modeled like real life buildings. They made up some of their own, but for the most part, this is just the stretch on the side, dog. And then let's not forget across the water. Dude, it's crazy big. And like, look, let me just zoom back a little bit. That's just like, this is the city section. And then there's going to be all this wilderness that we're just unclear about. There's going to be all this Everglade type stuff down here. See what I mean? Again, these are not a representation of the entire game. It's just, this should give you a sense of scale. And then I believe the building we're looking at right now, I believe is the one that sits, I think either right here. I think it's this one. Obviously it's not the same shape or whatever, but like, dude, look at this. This is crazy. See what I mean? Let me just zoom out a little bit. That's just this side piece here. This is like the industrial section. Anyways, I don't want to spend too much time on this because I know we have limited time today. And then here's the super rich people down here. This isn't completely accurate because there's like these crazy, if you look, there's a building here in real life that's going to be in the game. It's like circular, but it's cut into like 3 parts. It's like stupid rich, like all the way up. But then at the top, the penthouse is like 20 million a piece for each of the slices. And people do like wild stuff. There's like a helicopter, I think, on one. There's like it's just crazy. Like you're like, oh, this is, and then this is where they would park like their yachts and stuff. And you're like, oh, this is where all the stupid rich people are going to be. I got it. Or stupid rich. Maybe some of them are stupid. Who knows? This is probably like a... Anyways, City Skylines is not a good representation of it, but you get the idea, right? Anyways. Yeah, so the mapping project has shown us quite a bit. Obviously, I think there's a lot we don't know about up in the north or whatever because the leaks and the videos don't really show too much of that. There's a little bit, but for the most part, we don't know what that's going to be. But it could be like a mix of it like Atlanta, more the Panhandle, maybe a combination of the two because obviously it's a hybrid, but yeah, it's a shame City Skylines too is so bad on performance, you know? Anyways, back to our modeling. I just want to show everybody that. I thought that was interesting. When you start to like look at the Leonida map and then look some of the real life stuff and you go, oh, this is going to be like stupid big. Like they have the map comparisons on there and that's helpful, sure. What's up, Cam? He says, hey, we're on, what's up? But like when you kind of get down on the ground on some of those like city skylines, city skylines, you go, oh man, that's crazy. Yep. So we're hoping today we hear something. It would make sense. Think about this for a second. It would make sense if they, gonna let me run around. Yes. It would make sense if they somehow, you know what, let me make a bridge across so we can walk across there. Because that's one of those apartments that was up in the water. I think these are like the Lincoln apartments or something like that in real life. I want to say that's what it is, but I'm not sure entirely. Here, map, and then let's go face. We'll just make a bridge so we don't have to worry about keep doing this. Just making a terrible road. Sweet. Okay, save it. Walk it. Can you jump it? Yes. Sorry for the tearing. It's kind of a byproduct of this window sizing all the time and me streaming at the same time. So one of those apartments on the edge, actually, put this up here. And this one here. We showed this last time, but I think it's worth showing since we were just in there. That one we saw in the water, this is the real one. Right here from Google Maps. It sits on the water. So we're redoing this one. Again, the blueprints you're seeing there are not real, and they're incredibly inaccurate because Gemini helped construct that from a real image, and boy is it bad. Again, I would be so much better just compositing. I'm so close to just doing the compositing on Photoshop and just going, here we go. This is way better. This gives you a general idea of some of the dimensions, but for the most, like these aren't correct at all. But it kind of helps you when you kind of do the orthographic setup a little bit. So I was like, we'll just make up the rest of the details. So the orange represents the floor spacing roughly, and then this should be like an apartment size, and I think there's 5 on each layer. So this would represent maybe one of those. So again, the system that they have built in, and I think Star Citizen does, not think, I do know, they use a system similar to this, like a procedural setup. And I think we're going to see a crazy amount of interiors on this one. I think there'll be some handcrafted stuff for sure, but I think because it'll have a procedural, there'll be handcrafted like procedural chunks, and then those procedures will help make those interiors. And I think we're going to see stupid levels of detail in the city. So like we'll be able to enter a lot of different stuff. Even the patents that have been filed show it. We've seen it in games like Star Citizen already. I mean, they're essentially modeling an entire planet and then a bunch of stuff on the surface of the planet. So obviously an artist can't be doing all of those by hand, so you create systems that do that. And they're following that same idea. And obviously they're really good at doing open world cities. So I think that's another reason why all this stuff is taking so long. Like I said, from what I've seen from the leaks and already like some of the systems in play, this is going to be ridiculous. That's why it's like, I hope the story is good, but even if the story is bad, they have to really fuck up what they've already done so far. I mean, really colossally fuck up. And from what I've seen so far, I don't think that's the case at all. Like, even that, just playing RDR2 recently, seeing the detail, I mean, if you haven't played the game, it's a fucking masterpiece. You should play it. But the detail is an 8-year-old game, dude, and it's beautiful. And then you start to see, like, okay, the wanted system there is more robust. Now just think, from 5 to RDR2, big jump. The animations are different, your companions are different, But like the jump from RDR2 to then 6, now that's going to take what RDR2 did and put it on steroids. And already from what we saw from the leaks, they've already done that. And so like it's going to be a lot harder to jack the cars. There's going to be more depth to that gameplay. The police will be a lot more, what's the word? More like emergent type gameplay, because the AI is a lot more complex, which I'm sure you've seen videos on that. A lot of people have talked about it, but yeah. So if it's, again, Star Citizen follows that model too. Sometimes it's bad when the servers are bad. The AI is pretty dumb, but we're in a single player game. So if it's modeling that stuff and it's that type of gameplay, like those systems, it's going to be insane. The amount of depth we're going to get out of that is going to be crazy. Yeah, so you can already start to see. Like right here, let me go ahead and just jump out and just walk around. As we do, let me make it back to images, objects. So if you had the interiors as like procedural chunks, and so it can rearrange those chunks, it's like puzzle pieces. Like you're like, okay, this socket fits here, blah, blah, blah. And you had an interior, and you're like, okay, I've got modules for this, 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 and this. You could then say, because there's so many different buildings, you're like, okay, the interior is going to be version A of this, version B of that, and then they socket together. So it still fits the exterior, but then all of a sudden it's like, okay, cool, this is like something I can get inside of. And so it becomes a system you manage. It's artist-driven, which is important, because being inside of an equation or an AI algorithm feels pretty soulless. I think we have all felt that. We call it AI slop these days. We just look at it and go, okay, so there's no humanity in here. Sweet. I'm completely soft. Yeah, so I think that's important. And we've seen that with Star Citizen, where it's artist-driven like procedural systems, and it's beautiful. And they can manage entire solar systems and planet surfaces and cities. I mean, hell, they have an entire city on a planet in that game, and that's crazy. So these things are possible, and that's in a multiplayer game. This is going to be a single player. Well, the first one they sold us is going to be a single player, right? So it's all entirely possible. Okay, let me stop avoiding this. Let me try to put it in here. So again, if you're just joining us, we're talking all things GTA6. We're also modeling a lot of this stuff here as well. I feel like I just messed. Okay, I didn't. So I'm not familiar too much with the Sandbox editor. Again, this is what, if you hear from Rust, this is Gary and Facepunch. They made this engine. I bet you anything Rust 2 is going to be in Sandbox. I bet you anything. But they made an editor here, so it's a game, but it's also like something you can develop on. And so I'm not familiar with it, so we're here to kind of model some things that are from this universe. Again, I had AI flatten this out, and man, it's totally inaccurate. Although this face right here is pretty nice, so we'll use stuff like this, but none of these dimensions are correct. It's so bad at doing that. That's the thing, is like, you gotta figure out what AI is good at. Isolate it there and check it, but like, don't let it run free will, dude. It's so bad. And this is actually modeled from, this should look very familiar. There's a piece of property in real life that's up on the edge of, I want to say it's down in the Keys-ish. It's in a weird spot in real life, but like, that's the safe house, dude. That's what is modeled after. Again, if you're on that Leonida map, it's gonna look very familiar. Anyway, so we're modeling stuff, a little GTA inspired, sure. And yeah, it took us a hot second to remember how to do meshes and topology and all that stuff, but we're good now. Okay, I feel like I'm gonna mess this up real bad, so I'm gonna do one more save because I'm a pansy. We've done a few saves, sure. I just want to see if this is gonna fit. Pause. I wonder if we should take this as a whole piece. Let's just try to get it in there and see what's up. I don't know a good way to move this, to be perfectly honest with you. So this is Florida is kind of unique because it's got such a mix of like the different classes. It's just the way it's been. Maybe it's the hurricane stuff that causes that, because things kind of get reset after a while. But like I've lived there, I've visited a lot of the places that are on the actual map that they're modeled after, and it's interesting because it is a massive mix of like rich, middle class, poor people, homeless people, and so like a lot of people are trying to get like nice property everywhere and on the waterfront, so you have such a mix of everything. It's wild. Did we do this right, brother? All right, I'm very carefully doing this. I've never done this. So our whole block here should be up on stilts. If we did this correctly, it should roughly be... Oh, it's not too bad. We should probably have it hit the top of this. Oh, I think I did. Go me. Is it on the... Ooh, buddy. I think... Did we do this? Okay, I'm a little scared to click stuff because I don't want to lose my selection. It's going to break everything. Oh, I got to click in the frame. No, thank you. Keep the selection. Keep the selection. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Can we make just wireframe in here? Is that possible? Wireframe? Wireframe, please? Please? Okay, maybe not. I'll click here so we don't lose our selection. Okay, I made this cut a little bit deeper than it should have been. That's totally fine. As long as we get close, we can merge the rest in there. Hell yeah. Do we gotta go one more less here? These look like 8 space walls. We might be good here. Okay, back to 3D. Oh my goodness, I keep doing that. It's okay, this comes down a little bit lower. Let's go check our test bed over here. I'm real deliberate about how I'm doing this. That's not bad, because we're actually at the bottom of the slab, so that's more than enough for a vehicle. Perfect. So yeah, I'm hoping we hear or see something today. Now, the likelihood of a trailer 3 is very high this week, sure, but we don't know. I would be happy with any kind of material, but the earnings call just leads me to believe that they're going to do something to spark people to spend more money. Some people are waiting, and that makes a lot of sense because it's expensive, dude. Ain't no, you know? I think this is off by 2. Let me bring it up. Yep, sure was. Let's see if that changes downstairs. Yeah, I think we're right on the money. I made that slab extra big. Do you play Gmod? I don't. I say we kind of go in here and see what's up. What do you think? Okay, so we're Z-fighting that floor. Actually, not nowhere. That's coming through the floor. I wonder if we might be off a little bit on the floor. I should have saved it beforehand. This one looks like it's sticking out a little bit. Is that the staircase? Yeah, see, this is where I think if I was in Hammer, I'd feel a lot more comfortable. Shit looks confusing. Yeah, we're in the editor part. We're not in the actual sandbox part. But this is how like levels and games are created. It's done through like meshing. Obviously, I'm not very good at any of this. I'm very unfamiliar with Sandbox. But yeah, I feel like that's punched through just a bit. Let me bring that up a little bit. What's that look like on the interior? Interesting. I'm kind of leaning towards us just pulling out the outside and then wrapping it instead of boxing it like this, as I think this is going to be more trouble than it's worth. Call it a hunch. Yeah, so like this box here, good example. This is like a box, and there's like there's mesh on here, or there's, I'm sorry, normals on here that are facing outwards, so we can actually stand on this. But if we flip it, and hopefully I get this right, flip normals I think is F. So actually the box is turned inside out, but if you notice, each time we go on the outside, we can see in. And if you've ever popped outside of a map to look in, and you've noticed you can see on the inside, that's what's happening. You're on the opposite side of the normals. You're in the anti-normal. But if I get inside this box, it looks like a room. So that's the illusion whenever you're in a room. And a lot of times there's another mesh created on the outside that faces the other way to push outward. There's less geometry for the game engine to keep track of. And it's easier on the graphics card, the computer, all that stuff. So that's how everything's built. So when you pop out at levels, it looks crazy. So when we're out here doing this, and you see this guy, we can see on the interior. And then when I'm actually here, watch, I can jump into it, but then I'm stuck on the inside. See, like this is actual like geometry I can stand on. And even the stairs, like look, I'm looking to the bottom of it, but when I stand on these are real stairs. So it's just a more efficient way to kind of handle all the different things that are inside of a level, so it can go as fast as possible, because we run these things at like 60 frames plus, right? But watch, as I get to the surface, now I can see into everything. And so I just have like a blanket texture map on this. So what I'm thinking is maybe we break off some of the meshes over here and we kind of just repiece this together. Or maybe we just use like a big box and kind of like sheet it that way. I think having these creases would be good because the way it kind of sets up here from reference looks pretty good. And I kind of like that feeling of it. I think we could do a lot with that kind of spacing. Again, these are AI's representation of something and they butchered it. But I do like some of the features that it came up with. This is closest, still not accurate, but closest. Yeah, I'm trying to think of the best way we can wrap this. Oh, what we could do also is, let me do this. I kind of want to have this as a standalone, right? Let's kind of get the spacing a little bit. Yeah, let's just revert. Reverse. Could take this outer block and just drag it over. And then instead of like, right here, this is like slabs I created. Do you see how many different, like, that's a surface, this is a surface, and when these are pinched together, you have an extra surface that nobody really needs to see. And then you have this surface, if nobody sees the bottom, so you have 3 extra surfaces you're dealing with. So like, we're talking like 2-3 times improvement if you're building stuff this way. Pretty crazy. Anyways, I do like the idea of pulling this out and probably just wrapping it. This is pillar stuff, so it'd probably be this guy here. Yeah, let's do that. And then what we'll do is we'll do a loop cut for these like slab pieces. So we'll probably bring it down. So this is like a layer here. Yeah, you know what? Let me copy this. And then we'll try this and see if this is any good. I don't know if this is the best method to do this, but we're doing it. And we'll probably have to like isolate and pull things out, which might be the better way to go. Yeah, this is where I think Hammer would be superior, because I could just get into the wireframe, to be honest. Oh boy, we broke it. Oh boy, did we break it. Not the side, top please. Yeah, we're still seeing these fill-ins here. Ah, that's a little better. Still pretty rough. Why is it showing these as like crazy triangles? I'm so confused. Oh boy. Interstate? What? I'm very confused by this. I was gonna say, it looks like these got cut into triangles. I don't think that's right. No, we're good. Okay. Bam. Yeah, I think this is where Hammer excels. We could do it from tops. See, this is one thing I think Sandbox is lacking. The ability to like hit F4 or whatever, F1 through 5, and really get these switches off. I guess we could make you know what? We could make a separate window. What am I doing? We should just do that. But stop being a piss. This is what we need. We need better workflow. Come on. What are we doing? Come on. I don't like full bright shader roughness quad. Okay, here we go. That's our drilling mode. We don't want full bright roughness now. Shit. What do we have it as? Hold on. See, I told you. Rough. Rough. I'm in here going, man, it's so much better inside a Hammer. Well, we did say we wanted to model that entire thing in Sandbox editor, so we're going to. Sure, maybe I could get to like the different angles and pop it in. Please. Yeah, so we've got it's wireframe, full bright. That's it. And then when we're on top down, wireframe. That's it. So much better. Or I just have the settings terrible. Full bright. So why is it still showing the texture map, right? And why is it showing it with like the slashes through it? Yeah, this is just me not knowing what the fuck I'm doing. Yeah, this is gonna make the merge pretty rough. Shit. I mean, this is cute and all, yes. That's why I was like, if I had the top-down feature, like that was a bit more, I don't know, less confusing. It would just feel so much better. Or we could be smart about it and then just do like copies of the mesh and then flick them out. You know what? We should stop being a bitch. Let's do that. So what we could do is copy these faces and then flick them out. Yeah. I think that's going to be the way to go. Okay, I can't remember how to do this shit. Is there a way we can mirror this? Okay, I'm going back to the split. What was mirror again? F? Oh shit, we need that top down for sure. What am I doing? Oh, buddy. Oh shit. Oh shit. I'm in like the 5th dimension right now. Jeez. Yeah, I think we're better off just pulling this and stretching it. This is where having tags and popping things in and out would be good. You know what? Why don't we isolate it? Hang on, what's the command to isolate in this? Stop being a bitch. There's a way we can just isolate the selection. What is it in Hammer? Because it's probably the same here. I think I saw it in the menu somewhere. Shit. Shit. Okay, so we have that. Is there a way we can isolate? I'm pretty sure we can. Isolate? No. Frame selection? No. There's got to be a command for this. What is it? What is it? My brain's like, make its own object. No. Oh, maybe. That's for later, though. But when we create the flip, it's going to do that anyway. Is it like... It's a combination with hide. And unhide. Because it's isolate selection. I'm sure of it. It's probably sitting right in here, too. Yeah, I have to poop. Face operations? Insert faces. I mean, these are nice. It is nice to put the shortcuts in there. Hell yeah. There's a lot about Sandbox I like, but there's a couple things because it's off. Maybe just because it's different. I'm just being a turd. But, like, I cannot for the life of me remember. Is it like... It's not Alt H. I just fucked that up. I'm in, like, another dimension. I might have to drop a deuce. Yeah, dude. I think I had too much caffeine. Do you want me to just kind of stand over here for a second? Dude, I'm going to have to shit. I'll be right back. Oh, man. Get poop. I can probably look something up. I'm taking a dump. Alright, so sorry. Be right back. Taco Bell was a mistake. So sorry. Dude, I don't know if it was taco smells. Brother, if my inability to, I got some milk, I got 2% by accident. Drank a little bit of that earlier. I, dude, destroyed. Am I turning into an old man, dude? I don't think my old man ever had a problem drinking 2% milk. What's going on? Okay, I was able to search and find. I said we were close. I think it's Control H. What did we try before? Was it Alt H? Okay, let's get in there. I'm anxious to connect this. Okay, face, select, select. Okay, here we go. This is where we do the operation, I think. Okay, Shift F, question mark. That looks pretty good. We'll just start with that. And then I think we'll just, I guess I didn't need to isolate it. All right, fair enough. Oh, it's off. Okay, I see. Oh, wait, is it? Yeah, oh, no, okay, yes. And then we probably just slide it in. Slide it in, tap it in. Just tap it in. I don't know if this is the best way to do this, but we're doing it this way. 1, 2, so that's 8. Then let's get this guy down the middle. And I think we should be able to copy this on the other side. I think it's almost the same thing. I kind of prefer to do it this way. Let's take it up to 8 on our grid. Whew, it is trippy when the normals are flipped. Okay, we're gonna have to go 4 and 1, 2. There we go, that's 8. So we're gonna have to extend this side and make the other side about the same. We can probably merge these two as well. And we'll kind of connect them that way. Again, don't know if this is the best way to do it, but we're doing it this way. And then I do kind of like I said earlier, because this is just a physical representation of, like in block form, I do like having that slat there, because then we can do some interesting stuff with the textures. So maybe we keep that split. We'll probably make these smooth, probably. Or, you know what? We'll just leave them, because we're going to have to punch windows anyways. Yeah, let's hold off on that. I wonder how we're going to do the strip in the middle, right? Just trying to think of the best way to organize this. We'll go back to singles. Okay, so like for the edges here, I think what makes the most sense is probably just to drag them out. You know what? We're going to have to go back to the split again. Damn it. Yep, okay, this is good. Yes. I almost want to like straight connect these right now. Does that make the, you know what? Let's just try it. Let's just see what's up. These guys here. Whoops. Select. It makes you appreciate just how much work goes into these things. All right, we're going to extrude. And then we're going to, is it merge? It is. Okay. So we actually copied this line here. Good. Okay. And we might just make this its own mesh here, to be perfectly honest. I don't know yet. We kind of did it like the perfection way in here. We probably should have snapped the floors off and then just made them their own mesh, but you know what, it works. Hi, hello. I think, what's the rule? It's like, if it's in a separate room, make it its own mesh. Which we can still go back and do that. Okay, so what's cool here is now we can take this edge that we've constructed. right? Because this is a straight edge now, and we should be able to come out. Yeah, we're gonna make it a frame because again, the way it textures, I think is gonna be interesting, and that's how we're gonna do it. That's 8, and now we can go this way. Another. Oh, you know what? I'm stupid. We could just hold on a second. Yeah, so let's smash this one together next. Yeah, you see how like us just taking the time to do the meshes yesterday is kind of making this a little bit easier because they all kind of fit. Totally by accident, I assure you. And it's merge, I believe. Okay, yes. So we have a solid line now. Perfect. And what we can do here is we'll take this edge and we'll smash it into this one. Hell yeah. We'll bridge it, dude. Straight up. Actually, what we'll do is we'll bring this one in a little bit by 8. Did I get any strays there? I did not. We'll move you in 1, 2. That's 8. Okay, take it back. This is nice. I like it. It's just me not knowing what the hell I was doing. I do think I probably should have left these open, but having this interior helps. Okay, and then I think if we take this, yo, not that one. Just kidding. This one, this one. And then this little guy, where are you? There he is. Now, oh, what did I select here? What is this? The hell is that? The hell? Okay, control is the subtraction. I think it's just bridge. Boom. Now we're talking, dude. I like it. And then we have these tight quads in the corner, which we're going to use for like structural stuff anyway. I freaking love it. Okay, I like it. I like it. We're getting there, boys. We're getting there. I want to use the orange one, huh? Can we put that one there? Sure. What does this one look like? Is orange reflective, white reflective, green, orange, dude. That's Half-Life, baby. Dev metal, non-metal rough. Oh, you know what I can do? Just grab it off of this. What am I doing? Boom. I like the idea of having this orange. I'm getting ahead of myself. We should wait. We got to get the geometry salad. Okay, let's do the same thing over here. Let's snap these all down again. Here's what we should do, right? This, 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 this. Control H. Oh, it's not that. Okay. Well, that was the thing for isolate. Shit. What is it inside of? Hold on. Let me just try a quick bind search. I don't think it'll get it right, but we'll try. Maybe. You know what? Maybe it will. It might. Yep. Add selection. Control. Invert. I don't think it has an isolate. It has to. It has to. Okay, I'm on the official page. Grow shrink. The grow shrink is nice. I'm sure that's inside of Hammer too. Toggle grid, increase grid size. That's a hot one. That's pretty much, you need that all the time. Pivot tool. Yes, yes, yes. Bevel, bridge, 0. Ooh, 0 pivot. Control Alt. Really? Bridge. Edges. Oh, Alt B. Hold up. I'm glad we looked. That's a useful one. Hold on. That's crazy. This is my first time playing with keyboard and mouse. How do I get better at it? Because as a console player, I got a PC. Just play. It's just different. How long have you been playing it for? Is Sandbox any good compared to Gmod? I think so. Um, and again, this is maintained, and so if you make something you really like, you could actually publish it. I'm in the side, like the editing side, like the coding editing side. So we could do the other face, which is more of like the game and like browsing other game type thing. So this isn't like necessarily Sandbox. This is the editing side of Sandbox. This is a portion of it, but this isn't probably the more public facing that most people would. Extract faces is Alt N. Alt double click. Select all faces in area view. Object based on snap. Really? I'm going to turn the page here, and we're going to start another cheat sheet. I do like the fact, ooh, collapse faces, combined faces. You just got your PC 2 days ago? Yeah, you just need to keep playing, that's all. And you'll find that, like, aiming and stuff is really nice, but the mobility you're used to having, it will take some time. And probably finding a good sensitivity for your game. If you're playing like Rust, I put my sensitivity. Shoot, I forgot off top. It starts off really high. I kind of put it down a bit. Yeah, it's not going to be instant. Get comfortable with your WASD. Dude, I love this shortcut key stuff over here, brother. This is hot. I'll just leave this up over here. Like, collapse. It's interesting because like console, there's some things you prefer, and then PC, there's some things you prefer. Like mobility, I think controller probably, and not to say you can't do that on keyboard and mouse, but it's much more intuitive and easier to do on a controller. If it is set up correctly. Good example would be like Halo, the older ones. Your mobility, it was like a ballet, and so it was really good with the mobility stuff. But aiming was different, so that's why like the auto aim and other things would be the way they were. So it felt more like you had to be precise, but you didn't have to be like wicked precise with a controller. Select ribs. Select ring. Interesting. I did not know it had all these, brother. This might be more powerful than I thought. Remove lasso selection. Lasso selection. Okay, that's yeah. Grow selection. Toggle grid snap. Interesting. I'm gonna be up in these guts later, brother. Okay, so I didn't find what I was looking for, but I did find something else that was quite useful. Isolate key. Yeah, I don't know where that is. That's fine. We'll just deal with what we got because I want us to be modeling instead of searching for stuff. Man, I hope something comes out today. You know what I mean? Yeah, just I don't know if you guys have seen some of the leaks or whatever, but very exciting. It does look like I gotta be careful because this is on the inside. Let me get a bit higher in this position and get just edges, and we'll get these guys merged up real nice. I think that's it, and then M. Is it Control M? I think merge is just straight M. Am I out of my mind here? Bridge? Bridge, because there's gap. Merge is when they're touching. Right. I'm stupid. What's that loop selection? Select loop? I don't think I've used that before. That sounds like something we'd be using, brother. There's like select edge too, which is pretty hot. Dude, there's a select invert selection, remove from selection, add to selection. Okay, that's like selection building. That's hot. There was another one I saw that looked really hot. Bridge edges. Ooh, that's hot. Alt B's. That's dope. Bridge edges. Hell yes. Do you see that Alistair moved on from Rust? That's crazy. You don't see that very often. Combine faces. Connect, detach faces. Dissolve. What? Snap edge to edge, snap to grid, vertex. Soft normals? What? Damn, there's some hot ones in here. I never knew. Vertex, weld, UVs. Okay, that's different applied materials. The bridge edges is freaking sexual, dude. Was that on the... Is that in Hammer? Do you ever play Minecraft or Roblox before? Yeah, Minecraft, for sure, for sure. I played a lot of the... Oh, you know what? We're going to move this one. I'm stupid. Hold on, hold on. Yes, of course, of course. Let's get in here and move this. What's our grid size? Does it go down with us? Okay, that's better. Okay, so that's not a weird number. Okay. Okay, 1, that's 4, beep, beep. That should be 8. Okay, and let's do the same over here. Yeah, I'm glad I made like a more uniform mesh on the inside here. This has done nothing but help us out. And we'll just have to double check stuff. Again, this is really good practice. This is why we're doing this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then what we should be able to do is then grab this. Yeah, I remember playing a lot of the original mods and stuff that a lot of them turned into games. Like standalone games. It's pretty cool. Bridge. Hell yeah. That's a beautiful corner right there. That's an 8-space corner, dog. So we're slowly building the exterior with hopefully enough UV space for that side. Okay, normals are looking good. And then what's cool is we can kind of just build the stack. And I think we'll stretch these another 8. Yeah, I think this is going to be the way to go instead of just making the box. So when we're kind of doing the box layout, we'll just stack boxes to kind of get an idea for shape. And then we won't use these for the build, I think, in most cases. This feels a lot more robust because we have a pretty crazy shape. So I feel a lot more comfortable with that. And then probably, if I was thinking about how to build this later, I'd probably do like a loop selection and do a lot of other crazy stuff to kind of make this a bit more robust. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. We'll leave that open. And this side is the same as the other side, so we could just copy this one over. What's up? What YouTuber do I watch besides you? I mean, I watch a lot of people. I mean, like a lot. You know what? Do we stretch this one out as its own piece? I think we did. Um, we did. Okay. Let me just, I want it to be uniform. Okay, we extruded. 1, 2, 3, 4. My brain's like, how many different ways can we stretch this? Three, 4. We're getting there. Okay, yes, that is correct. Bridge. Hell yeah. Okay. Matched up. Then I think, did we change the size on this? One side was like 56. Okay, cool, cool, cool. We can just adjust this when we get in there then. No problem. Let's get this side stretched out again. You know what? We're going to extrude this one too. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think did I do that over here? I don't think I did. Nope, we haven't done this side yet. That's fine. This is where having the tags would help a lot, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. If we're smart, we should be able to copy this all the way over. I mean, sometimes we're smart. Sometimes. Hell yeah. Okay, save. And our best bet is to probably do a shift. I don't know what I just made. What? Oh, because the normal's fucked up. Right, right, right. Whew. See, we're having the top downs to shit. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. That looks correct. I love it. We'd probably just match this one close to this, right? 2, 3, 4. These are 2 units. Good to go. Then we have this going up as how long? 8 units. I hate being in such a micro unit. Nope, I don't want that. Nope. Top loop. I do like the topology stuff like this because I think it just makes creativity so much more fun. Okay, what the hell is going on here, brother? Okay. I think I selected the interior back set. You know what? That's okay. We can cut that later. We don't have to add that geometry now because the more simple we make it now, the better, I think. I was like, we didn't make the interior bend here, but I don't think that's the worst thing in the world. Oh, wait. Maybe it is. Hold on. We need to keep it symmetrical. Hmm. Okay, so what am I talking about? This. Ah, shit. I should do the cut. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. All right. I can't remember the best way to do this. I think we end up doing it this way, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. 1, 2, 3. I think it's right on the money. That's 8. Okay, that works. A little goofy, but we got there. Loop cut. And I don't think we did it on the interior, did we? I don't think so. Yeah, I like the idea of it just being the support. And then, okay, yeah. That's how we're going to do it. I mean, it's not exactly this, but that's the style I like. Okay. I like it. And then these extra lips are going to be made by us extruding the bottom. I'm just trying to do it like, I'm trying to figure this out, but I want to make it uniform so when we make the connection on top, everything's good to go. But also for some of the texture maps, so like what we're doing is we're taking this whole side. Then we should be able to copy it over, and then we don't have to do that work again. Then we should be able to kind of slip slide stuff around a bit. So we did the loop cut here. That's good. That's solid. Our lip is going to be on the bottom. If we need another one, we can loop cut it. See, this is excellent practice before we go over here. If I figured out how to do the tag system well enough, I'm pretty sure I could kind of have the tags for the interior, exterior, and then we can kind of like flick between those, which would be ideal, because then I could go so much faster, which is good. We've kind of done that already to think about it, so we can try it in the future. I do like these extra shortcuts I found, which I don't think some of those operations are here. So that's pretty hot. Hotspot. Less texture, find, replace, fast texture, edge cut. Yeah, see, some of these operations I don't think are on there. It's pretty hot, dude. Combine faces, collapse faces. Yeah, some of them are, but most of them aren't. Oh, a slice tool would be nice. That's technically, okay. That's quad slice. But we can adjust it? See, I didn't know that. See, there's definitely some good stuff going on here. Okay, so I kind of wanted these to mimic the support on the side, and I think that's what this is going to do. Because I'd like it to be more of the flat, and then we go cinder blocks, and I think we kind of just play with that. Because maybe this one just stays as like a construction piece. I think I'm trying to just logically walk through this in my head. Feels pretty good. Okay, face. Select it. We should probably do a segmented save. Knowing how well and how easily I can screw this up, we're going to do that. Then I'm just going to go F because I'm not really understanding how this works in particular. Hell yeah. Should be able to stretch this one back. That's what she said. I think that's good. You know, it's funny. We could probably take these edges and just merge them. Watch this. Just bridge them straight up. Mm. That's what I'm talking about, dude. That's what I'm talking about. I think adding these support structures, the way to do it is probably later. Because then we just loop cut it and it's a bit easier to manage. Then we're just moving less points around. Which again, as we start to see the interior here, it gets a little wacky. That's cool, that's cool. I selected more than one right here. What the hell? Yeah, what the fuck is this? I just made sure I had the right amount of points there. That was crazy. It's crazy. This edge had like a lot more. Hell yeah. Now, if I do this correctly, one, 1, 2. That should be 8. Now we're talking. I'm scared I'm going to mess this up, so we're going to save it as a segment. Increment to save. Increment. Did we pause this? We did. Yeah. 8. It's Engon City though. Yeah. See if we broke it. Oh yeah, we can't get inside. Oops. Player controller. There he is. It's so scary. I thought it was cool enough to make that jump. Falling in the abyss is terrifying. Anyone else? I guess we did copy that side, huh? Interesting. It's funny, I didn't know this other mesh was hanging out here. Apes. Should probably get rid of it before it gets stupid confusing. Yo, chill out. You can see him. That's so funny. What's up? What's up? What's up? Oh. We're just gonna free fall forever? I think so. Yeah. Oh. I don't know why that makes me feel unsettled when I say that. It's like fear, you know? I don't know what that is. My chair's a piece of shit. Oh, yeah. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. I really want to make the stilted part, right? I kind of want to fix the stairs too. Is that a bad idea? I think we could, right? Trying to think of the best way we can do this. Technically, there would be a box that goes with it, right? If we did something like this, literally this, and put it on the underside and have like a lip that comes up, I don't think that would be bad. Because then we can kind of delete the rest and it would cover up the bottom. And it would be its own standalone thing. And it would look like wood trim. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so how long are the feet down here? Whoops. Steam Deck? Oh, that's why it's weird, because we have this extra port. Dude, just this simple building has been giving us hell. I think we're about 100 for these. I don't think they have to be this mesh. I think it should be something as its own standalone. These are what, 64? And they're reversed. Reverse, reverse. Eight? Yes, I nearly. That ain't thick enough. We could start with these probably. Probably. Object. So we have the stilts, the stairs, and the rooftop. We have a cut in the floor we have to make. I kind of want to fix the stairs a little bit. Yeah, but see, you can start to see how the organization now is going to get wild. I mean, look at this. Look at this tree, dog. This is nuts. It would be nice if, I mean, essentially selecting the tag and kind of grouping it together, child, parent. This should be the parent and the interior's the child. Relationship to the building, right? I believe so. Hang on one sec. We'll just click in and take a gander out here. BRB. What's up? Okay, so I was thinking about it for a second when I grabbed a tactical cylinder. Okay, so for this here, so we've got everything but the stilted area, and obviously some of the wall, and it looks like some of the stairs come down here. Maybe there's a doorway. I'm not sure. We'll kind of figure that out. But we need to extend that. We probably need to stick this on stilts. We'll probably make it orange because it's kind of an accent piece a little bit. I guess it doesn't really matter if it's orange or not. The stairs that come up here will be more utilitarian in this block. I think the stairs here will be more fancy. So the ones that are currently here are the living area. So I think what we're going to do is probably just create like a... I don't have my stylus plugged in, or else I just draw it out real quick. Can I? Maybe I just do that. Maybe I stop being a pussy for a minute. Let me see if I can do this. This might make more sense. So typically this is held up by something. We don't have to create all the structural pieces because it's more polygons. But we can kind of fake it, and we can make this a bit easier on ourselves because those separate stairs are their own meshes. Should have just created like one mesh to kind of like pull it out, tug it, whatever. Can we do... How does one draw in here? There it is, Control-Shift-T. So the stairs kind of... But typically they've got like a... Like a side piece that goes up, and then the stairs kind of go up. It's probably this doesn't help. I know what I'm doing, I think. So we could kind of fake it with this. So this is the piece that like sits on the floor, right? And then the cut on the floor for the other stairs that go down is like here, right? Because this is... Okay, that didn't help. We can't really hatch or hash with... And then the rest is stuck to the wall, right? Choo, 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 choo. Okay, I thought that'd be more worth it. Sorry, it wasn't. Right. I'm like, So we just gotta figure out what that structure looks like. So I think we just create its own mesh, maybe? It has to be in that room, though, doesn't it? So does it have to be a derivative of that? Eh, fuck it. We'll throw it in there. It is what it is. If the lighting doesn't hit it right this time, who cares? This will be the easier way to do it. I kind of wish I made this one continuous mesh. I guess we could. Can't, you know what? Brother, I think we can. Merge. Yes. Merge. Yes. Oh, I like it. It is. Yes. Merge. Oh, it. Yes. Merge. Oh. And then this. Merge. That's what I'm talking about, dude. It's way better. Yeah, I think we just leave this as like a standalone inset. I don't think it's really going to affect like the lighting and stuff. That's another reason why we do all these crazy things too, is the way the engine kind of handles lighting and stuff. I wonder if we should just create our own mesh on the interior. Do we just go primitive? Is this right? I guess so. Holy shit. I mean, kinda. Yeah, kinda. Okay, let's just bend this around and see what makes sense. Face. Um, edge. Boop, boop. Loop cut. 3, 4, 2, 4. Edge. Loop cut. Oh, no, no. I'm on resize. What the fuck? No, no, no. We'll just kind of play with this, see what's up. Okay, face. Down. I think we create like a... Yep, we're gonna have to walk through this real quick. Hold on. Let me walk my guy in here. Oops. I can't do that. I moved my elevator. Oops. Yeah, definitely wide enough. So we could just do like... I like it. Yeah. Do something like that. Yeah. I don't know why it was bothering me so much, but it was. I'm such a freak. Yeah, because I mean, I don't care if people fall off this thing, right? Now, what we could do under here is create the underside. We just need enough room for our head, which shouldn't be too bad. So we make it like 8, maybe? All right, let's keep bending and shaping this and see what's up. I'm not going to worry too much about everything else, I don't think. Save it. We got like an hour left. By the way, if we somehow see, real quick review, if we somehow see that we've got GTA stuff happening today, we're just going to throw up a live stream and we're going to do the best we can because I got stuff going on during the day, but so I'll be kind of walking back and forth, but we'll be like covering it, watching the video, but I don't think we can listen to the audio because it's most likely going to have music. Obviously, everyone's going to watch it 50,000 times. That's cool. We'll try to dissect it a little bit, tell you what we do know if it does come up. So anyways, long story short, this afternoon, if it does drop, expect a live stream. So if you're subscribed and got those noties on, you should see it. Typically, we're looking about 9 a.m. to anywhere to like 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, East Coast, United States. The window for this is Wednesday, Thursday, and even Friday. So if we pop online, all of a sudden, you'll know what that's all about. So yeah, basically around 9 or 10 o'clock this morning. Just be on the lookout from us and from Rockstar. And then hopefully we can kind of all watch it and dissect some things and make comments about stuff while we're doing it. Even though it'll be in silence, I still think with all of us kind of watching, I think we're going to see some cool stuff for sure. Yeah, so I think we angle the top here. We make it a certain height. And then we scoop it on the bottom. I think that's going to be the way to go. Yes, because this month, but also this week, are extremely likely to see something crazy. So we're hoping, fingers crossed, you know. Edge, please. There we go. And let's bring her down to 8. What's our edge here? That's 12. 12's nice. Doesn't that feel nice? That looks pretty good, right? Nope, we got some edges over there. Don't like that. We'll have it go to like the second stair, maybe? Yeah, let's try that. Okay. I'm just winging this. I have no idea what I'm doing. So bear with me, dude. I think if we go to that height, that's pretty legit. And then we bring this face down maybe to that height. That should be enough. We don't need anything crazy. That should be enough to cover up all the edges. That's not bad. And this is 16. That is 16. Brother, we're looking good. Let's see if that covers the edge. I don't think that's too bad, right? That's kind of hot. Is this enough to cover the slab? Ooh, it might be just enough. Hell yeah. Maybe we extend it a little bit and then kind of like do the rest. Oh, you know what? It doesn't have to technically be like... Maybe just make like the stump here. I don't mind it. What does this look like for the other edge? You know, let me get in game. So much easier to see it. Yeah, so we're very excited for this week. I think that looks money, don't you think? That looks good as shit. Oh. Yeah, because I want it to look modern. We'll just do like a blackout. Okay, I like it. I like it. We'll copy this, I think. Probably end up using this somewhere else, or it's like a core piece. I don't know. Sliding it over. I don't know. I'm winging it. I do like the idea of us kind of extruding or pulling this other piece down over here. We are in a weird space because I bent it. Oh, I forget how to set that point like we do in Hammer. Trying to look at my notes here. Is when we can like adjust the grid to your current selection. I think that's even what it's called. Let me just check the tools real quick. Nope, nope, nope. Game scene, edit. Nope. I bet it's more contextual. Is it in here? Flip faces? Back? What? Back scale? Bake scale, excuse me. Center origin. I think these are new. Center origin might be new. Oh, save to model. That is new. Cool, dude. Finally. Clear home. Mirror tool. Ooh. Is that? Yeah, displacement tool is new. Hell yeah, dude. Gizmo setting. Oh, hey, girl. Okay, okay, okay. I do like the way it's organized in Sandbox. I really do. It gets me extra horny. Yes. We might end up starting the block again. Is there a way to make a loop cut all the way around? Right? Am I crazy? There's gotta be a better way to do this. I feel like I'm doing this like a total chode. Oh, yes. Perfect. Or not, I mean, not perfect, but okay. Sure. We're at 4 points? Sure. I feel, okay, so I'm thinking, because I don't want to mess with all these angles and stuff, and I really don't know what the shift the grid shit is. Maybe we just kind of loosey-goosey it, and then we make the shape again, and then we just make the primitives in that segment, and then we just bend and stretch it that way. So like do a slab, do the cut, doom, 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 doom. Or what I should do is stop being a bitch. There's gotta be a way we can grab the loop straight up. I'm looking it up. Looking it up. There has to be a way we can. Oh, is it just G? See, this is the kind of stuff that it's just so good to know. And a lot of times in Sandbox it's a lot easier than what I'm actually doing. Here, let's just do this. Let's just do it as we're taking out. It's not gonna be perfect. That's fine. But it has to be perfect. There we go. Let's just start like this. We'll bend it as we need it. Okay, this face comes out, I don't know, 4. Perfect. And then over here, I wanted to encompass this first. I think it's like 412 or 812, 812. But we can do a little bit more finite detail. So we have 4 cuts that come out on this side. Maybe we just go smack dab in the middle. There. I think that's it. Did I do it as a block? Why am I doing it as a block? That's so stupid. I should make it as a mesh. The hell am I doing? No wonder I'm having a hard time. Okay. Sweet. Save. So yeah, I'm trying to do operations on meshes, but I got like a full-blown object. What are you doing? Yes. Or at least when I get these stairs before we gotta bounce. Yeah, we still got like 40 minutes. 45. Okay, so as it comes in, I think we're gonna cut this into a mesh, to be honest. Ew. What the hell? I don't know what I just made, but it's hideous. But I love it. It's hideous. Okay, let's move this around with the faces. Quasars. I feel like I'm doing this the complete wrong way here. It definitely feels like that. Oof. You know what? Oh no, just the edge. I'm trying to do this like piece by piece. I kind of like the way we did it before, but like the bend, shift, pop. I feel like, you know what? This is good practice. This is good practice. Because I'm screwing it up real bad. I think this was a good start for a couple of reasons. Because we can break this into faces. And that's way better. What's up? Just doing some modeling. Kind of talking GTA6 kind of stuff. And yeah, just trying to get more familiar with the sandbox mapping tools. A real bit. A real bit, real bit. If I pick this edge. What did I just create? Is that an angon? What the hell was that? You guys pretty confused using it? No, it's not bad. I haven't done topology in a long time, so it's not bad. It just takes a second to kind of get in there and do it up. And that's okay. That's all right. I mean, I feel so much better if I knew how to do the grid snap thing. I don't. Yeah, it just occurred to me. Yeah, again, my approach is probably completely dog shit, and that's probably why we're having issues. I fully accept that, and that's okay. That's part of the reason why we're doing it like this, so we can get familiar with it. Merge. I love it. Okay, this one. This one. Merge. This one. Merge. Merge. Mesh me out of my mind. But it's cool though. Merge. Hell yeah. But dude, it feels so. It's like almost. It's probably the same feeling as like when you code and you finally fix something that's been kind of hitting you. You go, oh dude, that's hot, because it's like becomes a usable object. You know, a usable program, usable object. It's pretty hot. It's like yours forever after that. Pretty hot. So, okay, we could just take these sides, bring them down, and then slap them over, but I think that's super inefficient, right? And maybe we end up doing that. I don't freaking know. But then it's kind of like super plain. But maybe that's the way to go. I think we only have to make it as complex as we need to for the bottom side, because I like the idea of having that lip. I just, again, I'm so unfamiliar with the tool set that I'm, you know, like I know how to do it. Like I would align the grid and I would be all set. But if I can't do it that way, I have to think about my approach completely different. And technically, we would be using most of this side. And maybe it's okay. It's kind of like a weird blocked out mesh. Get inside. Beep. No, I'm going back to this again. We'll get there. Oh no, don't do that. Oh no, 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 don't move it. What the hell? So see it pays. There it is. Edge cut. That's our boy. Man, I'm going back and forth on this quite a bit. There we go. There we go. This works. Edge cut's fine. That's how we're gonna do it. Okay, cool. That way, that's how we kind of keep the alignment. Okay, I think that'll work. Okay, let me just. What do we have? 4? Is that right? 4? Just make sure the bottom edge is decent. Okay, it's not so bad. Okay, and we'll do like the same up here. Okay, this is how we're gonna do it. Perfect. This is kind of what I was looking for. I didn't know this is what I was looking for, but this is what we're looking for. I like the slope we got going on here. I think it was like a 4.8. I picked like the halfway point, so hopefully I can reproduce this. Loop. Edge. Edge. There it is. We went near snap. Yeah, this is crazy with the angles, right? Part of me is like, instead of working and molding it, should we just do a flat face, loop cut an angle, and then trim off the top maybe? Like do like a subtractive? I don't know what the answer is. Oh, we could do a bridge. Yes. Yes. That's what we'll do. A bridge. Duh. Freaking duh. Yes. The whole thing will be a bridge. And that creates our angle. We don't have to chase the angle the whole time. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I like the stoop. I like the angle. Yes. Face. That's it. This is what we're going to do. This makes so much more sense. I knew I was doing it. I was like, you know what? I feel like we're like not... We can bend it that way, but it doesn't make any sense. Like I'm not using the right kind of tools. And sure enough. Yo, that's crazy to have that up there. Okay, you know, we're just going to erase the whole thing. And we'll just make a straight primitive for the bottom stair. All right, we're getting there. Slowly but surely. Sixteen's kind of high. I think that's what we picked last time. It feels pretty good. Let me just see what the slant is back here. Object, please. Normal. How are we looking? Very good. Oop, not that way. This way, brother. There we go. Sure. I'll go face and extrude. Yeah, because these are like 8, right? Yeah, 8. We'll just push it from the slug. Yep, 8, 8. And then we just figure out where the baseline is. Drag these bottom pieces down far enough. I think this is how we're doing this. Save it, just in case. Oh, shit. Yo, what's up with that one? You just went trapezoid on me. What the fuck? I feel like that camera's moving wicked fast. What the fuck? Dude, what? I guess I just had a weird selection. That was so strange. Okay. Okay, okay. How high is this? 26. That's 20. My angles for that. Oh, I was probably in the floor and misselected it. Yeah, because we have such tight tolerances in here. Okay, okay. Shit. What did you say this one was? 20. Damn it. Fuck me, Jerry. I think 26 makes sense for that, right? Maybe. Maybe higher. Yeah, because technically, shit. I don't think I needed to make these blocks. I think I just need to connect these two. Yeah, let's try that. That might be a bit, whoa, that might be a bit easier. Dude, if I fuck this up or what? I'm like, how do I add to my do? Realize? Please. Essentially, I've made a 26 by 8. Okay. I'm hoping this works. Gauche. Ah, shit. Technically, oh, fuck. Right, we need these connectors. Damn, dude, am I fucking this up? Merge. Fucking stairs. Okay, that should be right. 3? No, stop doing that. Here we go. I hope this fucking works. Finally. That took forever. Alright, is this enough for this backside? Jeez. Okay, and then I think we can probably loop cut that. Maybe. Forgot we have like a bottom lip on this piece. Oh, we could just drag it over. That's right. We'll erase this and just drag it over. Perfect. That's all we need. We don't need to encapsulate it. We're going to fake it. I'm the worst. Fucking stairs. Okay, so this stair. So 16 above. Hold on a minute. What the fuck? So this is 16, 20. Right? It should be right on this one. And then we'll smush this one to 8. Yo, what up? What's up, B? So did I have that right the whole time? I think I did. What an asshole. Yeah, so we'll just cut it and then drag it out. Okay. My instincts were right. I totally had it right the first time. Yo. What face is this? What the fuck? Okay, this one. Faces. Loop. Two, three, 4. Check the edge. 8, 8, 8. Good. So that's the difference. It's always going to be a little goofy because this bottom piece, which also we messed with. Okay, this. The gizmos are in the way. One, two. feel like 4 is enough to cover it, right? One, two. Now go 1, 2. Now our inner lip. Save. 16, 4, and 8. All right, I'm copying that out because I feel like that slug is pretty important. Yeah, and then we just bridge the rest. I think that's going to be the way to go. Okay, face. That's going to be 20. And maybe we do the same here. We do the 4 slot on the bottom. So we're sharing the same. Yes. 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 Hell yeah. Okay, face, delete. Edge. Fuck yeah, dude. That's what we're looking for. That's the way to do it. It's consistent. Fucking yeah, dude. We got it. Should be even as shit. Hell yeah. Right? And we'll take that bottom piece and stretch it over. What's up? Hell yeah. To 74. Let's go. So it sits just above the last frame. I mean, step. I feel like this side's going to be... I mean, I think we got that corner down. When it came. Oh, nice. Was just thinking of trying some console rust again. It says, are rusts any better now? It says than a year ago. Yeah, it should be. I just realized this corner here may not be exactly the way we need it. Right? I need to figure out more of that corner. Anyways. Yeah, we'll leave it here for now because if I get into this, we're gonna go hard, and I don't have any more time this morning. But so today is a hot day for potential release for 3 or more information on GTA6. So 9 o'clock all the way up to like 1 p.m. If you see me pop a stream up, you know what's going on. So if you subscribe, add those notifications, you'll know what's up. We'll be dissecting it. We won't be able to listen to the audio because it's most likely going to have songs in it. But yeah, we'll be able to kind of tear things apart a little bit. Let me walk on this again. It felt pretty good. You happy for the update? Yes. Oh yeah. No. Thank you for saying that. On Thursday on PTB, we should get trains, subway trains on Rust, and that should be sick. So I'm very excited for that. Very, very excited. You know, I just came up with something in my head here. It would be smart for us to set the mesh down so we can see it. And then cut into it on the side. I do like our edge we created. I do. My approach was crap to begin with. And then eventually we'll make something like this on the bottom. You know what? We don't even have to do that, do we? We just grab the face. Man, that's hot. Brother, that's what I'm talking about. Baby. Let me just delete the faces we're not using. What's up? So I was right initially. It's a bunch of those edges short up so we can like do the rest. That's what I'm talking about. They should have a proper bottom. I see we got a good start for sure, for sure. And this will be the kind of stuff we're going to use downstairs. What we should do is create a proper rise run and then kind of create insets like this for both sides, which would be perfect. Like we have an inset so the mesh that's one way can kind of like, and we've got them separated. I like it. I freaking love it. I mean, I'm getting super hung up on these details that probably aren't super important right now, but yeah, basically we created slugs on the end and then just bridged it, which was, I think, the way to do it. So I just need to get a bit more precise with how we're doing this. Anyways, yeah, so hopefully we're going to see something here on, this morning. We have an earns call on Friday. So we are most likely going to see activity to push that needle for the earnings call that's happening on Friday. Now, they could technically release it on Friday, but I think today and tomorrow are the likely candidates. The most likely is probably Thursday. But if they really want people to start the purchasing and stuff, either they'll drop another GTA tweet today to get some traction. And then Thursday, I'm sorry, what's today? And then Thursday is going to be probably the trailer 3 or more information. Either way, it should be pretty hot. Very excited for it. And hopefully we'll see you guys then. Yeah? Thanks for hanging out. I'll probably do another one of these here, probably tonight, later. So, yeah, stay tuned. Hopefully we're going to be streaming in like 2 hours or something. So we're actually talking about some cool ass shit. You know what I mean? All right, guys. We'll see you then. Thanks for hanging out. Have a fantastic day.